Hello and welcome, I am Ehi Akimia. This is the Afrobeat Cult. On today's show we're going to be talking about key things that you need to consider before you head on to that journey going abroad. It could be to the US, to the UK, or anywhere in Europe. Before we do that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel, continue to support us, and of course hit the notification button so that you are on top of things every time we come out with a new video. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Now, going abroad can be a very, very daunting task. It can be a very, very difficult uphill project to embark upon. But who am I or who are we to say don't even try, especially if you are aiming to get a better life for yourself and for your family? And that's the reason why it's important to consider a few of these things that we're going to tell you today. So stick with us to the very end. Well, the first one is the big why. Why are you going? Why do you want to go? For instance, it could be for work. Work is very important because you do have bills to pay, and if you have a job already waiting for you, by all means, go for it. The quest for quality education is another reason why people embark on these journeys abroad, either to the US or to the UK or to Europe. So you have worked yourself to the bones all throughout the whole year, and you definitely deserve a holiday. So holidays is one other big reason why people embark on these journeys across Europe, across the US, or even to the UK. Now, with mainly just having a holiday, it will set you back quite a bit, no matter how much you have earned, no matter how much money you make. You're talking about the cost of visas, you're talking about insurance, talking about flights, talking about hotels, and that is if you're going to stay in a hotel or staying with a family member. Even at that, it does set you way, way, way back when it comes to the amount of cash that you're going to spend. This is the Afrobeat Cult, and today's video we are talking about key things to consider before going and embarking on that journey abroad outside your home country. Now, before we go on to number 2, remember to hit that subscribe button, continue to support us, help us grow, and hit the notification button so that you get information. You will be the first to know as soon as we drop a brand new video. Well, now that you know why you're going, the next thing is, where are you going? You can't look into a crystal ball and get all the answers from there. It just doesn't work that way. Or spin the globe around and then touch the nearest or the first place that your finger touches and decide that's exactly where you're going. It takes a bit of planning. Obviously, every country is different from the other in terms of culture, in terms of the people, in terms of the lifestyle and the general way of life. Where you're going also has to align with why you're going. You can't go to a place where they don't speak any English, for instance. How are you going to ever study there? Or how are you going to work there? Or how will you be able to spend your holiday there and enjoy it? So now that you have figured out why and you have figured out where, the next big thing to consider is when. Trust me, you don't want to go to a place during the winter time when it's minus 30 degrees or minus 20 degrees. For instance, if you're not very good with the cold, then you might want to reconsider your travel plans. The when is mostly important if you're planning a holiday, for instance, but if you're having a more permanent arrangement in the future, then that doesn't really matter because it's something that you're going to have to deal with throughout the whole year. Now that we have 3 down, we have 3 more to go. The other big issue that you might want to consider is how. How do you plan to travel? How do you plan to get to the destination that you have locked down in your head or on paper? Air travel is perhaps the most common and the most considerate in terms of the amount of stress when it comes to traveling. That is if you're going in that direction, of course. Now, there are several airlines that offer the best connections, so make sure you check up on that. Sometimes you don't want to just go for cheap because it's cheap. What it means is that sometimes cheap can become very, very expensive, whereby you might have to stay for hours and hours at the airport, and it is very, very stressful, especially if you're going on holidays with your family or even by yourself. So we have run through a list of 4 key things to consider before you embark on that journey abroad. For instance, why, when, where, how, and then number 5. The 5th thing to consider, in my opinion, is a bit subjective. For instance, you need to ask yourself, are there other options? Are there other places that you can spend that hard cash without needing to get on that plane to go abroad? For instance, do you have to go outside your country to have that holiday? Or do you have to go outside your country for school or work if you can find something else to do and save that money for something else? But then it's all about ways and means, and if it's something that you want to tick off on your bucket list, then hey, nobody's gonna stop you. You just go ahead and get what you need to get done. And like I said at the very beginning of this video, there is absolutely nothing wrong in chasing that dream for the better life for yourself and for your family. Do go through all the tips that I have laid out for you today. It doesn't really or necessarily answer everything that you're looking for, but it gives you a clear pathway to where you want to get to in terms of having a good idea of the steps that you need to follow. And finally, before I give you the final one, remember, do subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, help this channel grow. This is the Afrobeat Cult. And final tip, remember to do your research. It is very, very important. Don't wait for information from those that you know abroad, because the people that you know abroad don't have all the answers. They might have an idea out of experience, but it's always good that you are armed with information. There's information everywhere, online, Google, you check it, on YouTube, on Facebook, you name it. Wherever you check, there's always some more concrete information about all the things, all the places, and all the things that you can do in all these places that you have outlined for yourself. But essentially, do the groundwork, do the research, get a piece of paper down and write it all down. And on that note, I'd like to say a big thank you to you and you for being a part of today's video. I am Ehi Nakime. Remember, subscribe, join the Afrobeat Cult, and help us grow. Hit that notification button so that you get the information, you get to know when the next video is coming out, and help us make a comment if we haven't filled out everything or said everything that you need to know. If you have questions, more questions and things that you want us to answer, go ahead and write that in the comment below and I will get back to you immediately, quite quickly too. This is the Afrobeat Cult, and until next time, see you again. Bye.